Lieutenant Commander Rachel Kim was monitoring deep space communications when every screen in the facility went blank at exactly 14:47 Universal Time Coordinated. Not a malfunction. Not interference. Just silence. Pure, absolute silence where there had been constant chatter for the past 18 months. Since first contact, humanity had grown accustomed to the background hum of alien communications. Dozens of different species had revealed themselves, their ships filling Earth's orbit, their signals creating a constant symphony of interstellar conversation. SETI had become obsolete overnight. The challenge wasn't finding alien life anymore. It was managing the flood of contact from hundreds of civilizations. But now nothing. Every frequency was dead. Every quantum channel empty. Every ship in orbit had gone completely dark. Rachel's hands flew across her console, running diagnostics, checking systems, searching for any explanation. All her equipment was functioning perfectly. The silence wasn't on her end. It was out there. Every alien vessel within detection range had simultaneously stopped transmitting, stopped broadcasting, stopped existing on any electromagnetic spectrum humanity could monitor. "Get me Director Chen," she said to her assistant. Her voice steady despite the ice forming in her stomach. "Tell him we have a Signal Zero event." Signal Zero was the designation for the nightmare scenario nobody thought would happen. Complete simultaneous communication loss with all extraterrestrial contacts. The protocols had been written as a formality, a bureaucratic checkbox. Nobody actually expected to use them. Within an hour, the emergency response team assembled in the Situation Room. Director Chen looked like he'd aged a decade in 60 minutes. Around the table sat representatives from every major space agency, military officials, and the handful of scientists who'd become humanity's experts on alien contact. "Give me the situation," Chen said. Rachel pulled up her data. At 14:47 Universal Time Coordinated, every alien signal went silent simultaneously. Not gradually, not sequentially, simultaneously across the entire detection grid. We're talking about ships from different species, different technologies, different locations in the solar system. All went dark within a nanosecond of each other. "Coordinated shutdown?" a general asked. "That's what I thought initially, but look at this." Rachel highlighted energy readings. "The ships are still there. We can detect their mass, their gravitational signatures. But they've gone into some kind of stealth mode we've never seen before. Zero emissions. Zero transmissions. It's like they flipped a master switch and vanished from every detection method except physical observation." Dr. Marcus Webb, the astrophysicist who'd been heading the Alien Technology Analysis Division, leaned forward. "This isn't a shutdown. This is hiding. Every ship up there has simultaneously gone into the most comprehensive stealth configuration possible. The question is, what are they hiding from?" The room fell silent. That was the question that terrified everyone. The alien species humanity had encountered ranged from peaceful explorers to aggressive traders, but they all had one thing in common: advanced technology that made human capabilities look primitive. If they were hiding, if hundreds of different civilizations with different agendas had all simultaneously decided to go dark, what could scare them? Chen asked quietly. Nobody had an answer. Rachel spent the next 6 hours trying everything to re-establish contact. Radio, laser, quantum entanglement communicators the aliens themselves had given humanity, nothing worked. It wasn't that the signals weren't reaching the ships. It was that the ships were deliberately not responding. They were playing dead. Then, at 23:15 Universal Time Coordinated, Rachel picked up something. Not from the alien ships, but from beyond. A signal coming from deep space, moving at relativistic speeds, heading directly toward Earth's solar system. It was faint, barely detectable, but her instruments tagged it as artificial. And it was massive. "I need deep space telescopes on these coordinates," she told her team, her hands shaking as she routed the data. Now. The images came back 20 minutes later. At first, Rachel thought there was an error in the data. The object was too large. Her mind couldn't process the scale. Then Marcus walked in, looked at her screen, and whispered a single word. "God." It wasn't a ship. It was a fleet. No, it was a structure. A construct so massive it made the alien vessels orbiting Earth look like insects. It stretched across millions of miles, moving through space like a predator, and it was on a direct course for the solar system. Estimated arrival: 72 hours. What is it? Chen demanded when they showed him the images. We don't know, Marcus said. But I think I know why the aliens went dark. They're not hiding from us. They're hiding from that. Rachel had established a back-channel communication with one of the alien species, the Keeler, a relatively friendly race of traders who'd been sharing technology with Earth. She'd built a personal rapport with their communications officer, an entity named Vex 7. Using an old frequency they'd joked was their secret line, she sent a simple message. We see it too. Talk to us. For 5 agonizing minutes, nothing. Then her console chirped. Text only, heavily encrypted, barely enough power to register. Silence protocol. The harvesters have found your system. Do not transmit. Do not broadcast. Make no noise. Pray they pass you by. If they stop, nothing survives. We have seen 12 civilizations erased. Silence is your only chance. Rachel's blood turned to ice. She forwarded the message to Chin immediately. Harvesters? The general demanded. What are they harvesting? Marcus was already pulling up astronomical data, searching historical records. I'm seeing anomalies. Regions of space that went suddenly silent over the past 1,000 years. We always assumed it was because civilizations died out naturally or stopped broadcasting. But look at the pattern. He overlaid the data on a star map. A trail of dead zones, each one marking a solar system that had once shown signs of advanced civilization before going abruptly silent. And the trail led directly to Earth. They're not just harvesting resources, Marcus said, his voice hollow. They're harvesting civilizations. Every technologically advanced species in their path. And we just announced our presence to the galaxy 18 months ago, when we made first contact. We've been broadcasting our existence across every frequency, celebrating our entry into the galactic community. We rang the dinner bell, Rachel whispered. Chun stood, his face grim. Initiate complete electromagnetic silence. No transmissions, no broadcasts, no radar. Get every satellite, every radio station, every cell tower to go dark. If we're going silent, we're going completely silent. The order went out globally within an hour. It was sold to the public as a necessary precaution during a solar storm event, but governments knew the truth. The entire planet went dark. Every signal ceased. Every transmission stopped. 7 billion people suddenly cut off from their connected world, sitting in silence, waiting. The alien ships remained dark. They knew the drill. They'd seen this before, survived it before, or at least heard stories from those who had. Silence was the only defense against something that hunted by tracking electromagnetic signatures. Rachel monitored the approaching construct. It was still 3 days away, but she could already see more details. It wasn't a solid structure. It was a network, a web of interconnected vessels and stations stretching across space. And it was actively scanning, sending out pulses that swept through the solar system like searchlights. It's looking for us, she said. Looking for any sign of technological civilization. The first pulse swept past Earth. Rachel watched her instruments, barely breathing. The planet was dark, silent, invisible to anything scanning for artificial signals. The pulse moved on, sweeping through the asteroid belt, checking Jupiter's moons, probing the outer planets. Nothing. Earth was a dead rock as far as the scanners could tell. Just another uninhabited world. But then one of the alien ships in orbit made a mistake. Rachel detected it instantly, a microburst of power, probably a life support system automatic restart. It lasted less than a second, barely registered on her instruments. But the harvester construct changed course immediately. The pulse came back, focused, intense, scanning Earth's orbital space with terrifying precision. The construct had found them. Rachel watched in horror as the massive structure began to deploy. Smaller vessels, though smaller, meant they were each the size of Manhattan, detached from the main body and began accelerating toward Earth. Their purpose was clear. Harvest everything technological, erase all signs of advanced civilization, and move on. They're coming, she reported to Chin. ETA 36 hours. The Situation Room erupted in controlled panic. Military leaders demanded action. Scientists argued about defense options. Politicians worried about evacuations. But Marcus sat quietly, staring at the data, until he suddenly stood. Wait. Look at the orbital signatures of the hidden alien ships. Rachel pulled up the data. What am I looking for? They're not just hiding. They're doing something. Their gravitational signatures are shifting in coordinated patterns. They're still communicating, just not electromagnetically. They're using gravitational waves, a method the harvesters can't detect because it's too subtle, too slow. What are they saying? Marcus worked through the calculations, translating the gravitational fluctuations into data. His eyes widened. They're coordinating. All of